As with most people that volunteer, I was in a moment in my life that I was pretty stressed and had a lot of pressures, and a lot of my normal procedures for coping skills weren't working. So I decided to do something a little different. I'm an animal person, so I just wanted to be around them, and I started coming to see these two lovely donkeys, Maya and Skippy, and I would come and muck some stalls, and for some reason I found that to be the most peaceful thing I have ever done in years. We are an organization that is committed to the rescue and humane treatment of cats, dogs, domestic animals. This is basically how CritterAid started, was the rescue of the cats in our neighborhoods. What we facilitate is anywhere from 300 to, could it be as high as 600 adoptions a year. And our outreach program also assists equally as many.
I think every one of us that walk through those gates, there's another reason why we're here, as well as just caring for these animals. I find it magical, I really do. You can sort of come through the gates, close them behind you, and leave your day-to-day stuff out there and just concentrate on yourself and the animals. I think it is a sanctuary for all of us.
And kind of rejected from the herd, aren't you? Yes, you are.
Anyone who needs healing comes here and finds it. And then people come here and they don't realize they need healing, and they get it too.
Okay, ready? Where do we go? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go.
Oh, way to go, buddy. You almost tipped this.
Good boy.
You are bottom heavy.
You are bottom heavy. Tiny's not quite the right name.
So he's got an injury, he was limping, and 2 days ago it was very prominent. We've put him in, we've trimmed his nails, make sure that we don't have any excess rocks. Unsure of, is it an injury, is it a ligament? And right now we have given him meloxicam for the past 24 hours, 2 days in a row, so he doesn't have much of a limp. But the vet has instructed us to give him one more specific drug that's designed for inflammation and just to be on the maintenance side of healing. We were experimenting with different ways that were a little bit gentler, kinder. A lot of other people that we were witnessing had to hold them down, belt them. You were really subduing them and stressing them. And we thought there's got to be maybe some other options we can explore. So the treat machine became a real welcomed addition. And in our world, it was a huge check mark. And
Like
as
a
you can
pet
see,
dispenser.
none of it is traumatic for them. Otherwise, he'd be running from this experience like quickly. As soon as we open this up, he'd be gone. So that's the beauty of this treat dispenser, is it kind of distracts them from what we're doing, and it makes it a much more pleasant, less stressful experience for them.
For everybody.
Yes.
Hey, where is it?
So our reading program was developed after a lady who had had a stroke. She was trying to practice reading. So she would bring her book and practice with the cats, and she was comfortable with it. And all of a sudden we realized how these cats were responding. Some of our more feral, scared cats that come in, once they've been bounced, most cats aren't on their best behavior, and they have a moment of decompression, and they're in a cage, and they're usually just finding their own bearings. And we now have people that come in, whether you are grade school or brain injury society, Alzheimer's, X, Y, or Z, they are now full-fledged going in and reading to these animals. And within a few days, you see the change, you see the calmness, and the results of it were extraordinary.
just recently a lady from Oliver reached out. She has some feral cats that she's been looking after. She'd been feeding them. Unfortunately, none of them were fixed. She actually trapped them herself because they were on her property. And we have recently welcomed 15 new kittens into our sanctuary from these cats. So they came in just at the nick of time. They didn't have their babies outside in the cold, but they're babies having babies. That's Chris, that's the dad. So here we go, look, here's some babies. Hey Joy, she's fine, she's just, there's Joy and her babies. So she had 5 black babies. Hey Joy, and she's only a baby herself. Hey sweet girl. And then in here is Honey. Hey Honey. And can you see she's got 2 tabby babies? You see, just like her mum. And then we've got one more mum over here. This is Cappuccino. Hey, sweet girl. Oh, look at her baby. Hey. Oh my goodness. You see? So if you look up here, Zen, there's a camera. So when I'm upstairs and I'm not down here, I can just keep an eye on them. Oh, your babies are adorable. People should fix their cats. It's really, really simple, but they are really cute. And so we're looking forward to having them running around everywhere and causing chaos. And we're just happy they were here and not outside. It was snowy and it hurts me to think about how many kittens we lose outside. But we can only help the ones we know about.
One day every month is CritterAid Day, so they'll bring in whatever spays and neuters they have that need to be done, and we'll do them then. And then throughout the rest of the month, if they have any sick cats that need to be seen, we'll see them. They do an incredible job making sure they all stay healthy and they're all tested appropriately, so they're all in really good shape when people adopt them. And so I think it's just a great place to get a cat.
People always ask us why we don't do goat yoga here. And we always say, like, we would be breaking a lot of bones. I've been volunteering at CritterAid for about 7 years now. I started volunteering out in the cat sanctuary, and since we got Timon, I've been in the pasture. So I'm one of the main cleaner of stalls, hauler of hay, and that kind of fun stuff. We feed them, care for them, are constantly fixing their areas until we say goodbye. Once they cross that fence, this is their home. We are challenged with getting vet care for the pasture animals, but we've had pigs, we've driven an hour and a half to the vet, we've taken the chickens there. Luckily, we haven't had to put any of our goats in a trailer to get help, because that would be interesting.
We had a goat that had mastitis that had become gangrenous. And that's how come we had rescued her.
She came from the dairy farm, and she was going to be put on the truck for slaughter because she had mastitis, which is basically an infection in their udders. She came here skinny, sick, I would say depressed. We made the decision to get surgery. It's very hard on goats. They don't have a lot of lung capacity, so the risk of death is pretty high.
She was completely savable. No vet would come out. So we were doing it via Zoom and with amazing assistance from afar, but they made us do it. And it was like where we were cutting off all of the gangrenous. So it was a red mass about this big. And then we had to do the poultice and old school, honey, cabbage, you know, and wrapping her. It was such a gross experience, but a learning experience that none of us will ever forget. And she survived. We did it. It was a win.
Myself and a few other volunteers ended up sleeping with her for between 3 weeks and a month while she recovered from 2 different surgeries. That definitely made a bond. And she definitely, I think I'm probably her favorite person. So that's always nice.
I know she's cuddled up next to animals on numerous times overnight, just to give them that 100% 24-hour care and show, she really shows them the love.
Why, hello, everybody. Hi. It's nice to have visitors, right? It's nice to have visitors. Hi. Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
And now if you see her, she is short, stout, plump, and fiery. It's been a huge change. The stress and the worry and the pressures of volunteering in a rescue, it still gets outweighed by the joy and love we have for the animals. And we said goodbye to our 2 alpacas. That was incredibly hard. And then we had to come back the next day and look after the rest of them. As long as we have animals here, I don't think any of our hearts could handle not being here to look after them. And plus, let's be honest, they'd miss us.
I'm so inspired by the people that come here. They donate their very valuable time. They bring their skills, their superpowers to the table, and they share them willingly. They don't expect payment. We're doing this for free. Some people are putting in 60, 70 hours and still come back with a smile on their face.
They really kind of go above and beyond every time, and every single dealing that I have with them, it's just so clear about how passionate they are about what they do and what they're doing. And you can see it in how the animals act and behave kind of around them as well as on the farm. Those animals trust them all 100%. It's obvious.
It's not just for the animals, for the people as well. I just hope it's here all the time so that everybody can see what it does for us.
This is a sanctuary for them to live out their lives for exactly who they are. And they are allowed to be a pig, a goat, a duck, a chicken. And when we have been privileged enough to witness it, we get to see their personalities. That's what we share here. We joke all the time, who's your favorite? Oh, it all depends on who's coming up the road.